So this was sent in by Trident on Twitter. Okay. Honestly, it works really nice, and there's not many notes for me to give you on the body mechanics. I think going back to basics a bit, just storytelling wise, it's a little unclear here what exactly is happening. It looks like this guy is a rabbit and he's looking at this carrot and he's a bit hungry, probably. Then it's sort of not clear, really, to me. It seems like the carrot could be coming to life or something, which then leads him to lean out for it, but there seems to be no real clarity in the idea process behind leaning forward. I kind of want to see a clear beat of this bunny, and then a clear beat of whatever happens here, and enough time kind of starts around frame 11 or so, and then 5 frames later the bunny starts to move. So I think you want to probably have it so that the bunny's there, the carrot's there, that's established. Carrot does something, bunny, that kind of timing. Rather than carrot bunny, I feel like the arc on the head may be a little bit much, because I feel like if he's leaning out, he kind of would want to have that kind of arc down. He can still land in the same place. It's just the fact that he appears to be stretching as much as he can and then comes within himself. I find that a little strange. He's stretching out as far as he possibly can, which means that the furthest away he could possibly be from here is here. If this is the pivot here, then this is going to pivot on this arc here rather than out and down. But then I think the mechanics probably need to change a bit in that you need to have a butt settle. It's just going up, and I think realistically it should kind of pull itself up and then her butt wouldn't continue to go up, at least not this much. You might have a very slight movement, but going from here to here is a very big change. And you know, it makes you notice the butt. So if that's what you're going for, maybe it's fine. But I think if you have the butt a little higher here to lay the chest, then this whole move is essentially going to be pivoting from here all the way down, which I think will be a bit clearer. So she kind of goes up and then snaps down rather than like one movement where she's kind of pivoting with her whole body. It would be nicer if she was kind of like, ooh. She really would pull herself up here in this antic you have. So that would be her arm pressing into the ground, straightening. Maybe this gets pulled up a little. So she's kind of like trying to get herself out of the ground and then reach for it, rather than just kind of a slow ease up into this pose to show her behind, basically. You want a kind of arc back in the chest here. To think about having this reverse C here before then probably delaying that a bit. I'd have that maybe come up and settle around here. There's not a whole lot of things going on, it's just one move. But further things I'd say is the staging needs a little work. This is way down here. I'd probably put it maybe here on a third. Same with her up there. Doesn't really seem to be a need to have it so low in the screen, other than the framing at the start, of course. But if you're going to cut off her ears, you might as well cut them off even more. But I think if you're having this carrot down low, it kind of implies that it's close to screen. You could probably have it a bit bigger, this kind of framing. Maybe not so high on the rabbit, because you do need that space at the start, of course. Then with the carrot, it's quite nice what you've got here, little settle. And then I think really, it's kind of nice that you antic down here, but then I think I'd probably hold this up a little bit more, because this movement essentially is the antic to go up. This pose in itself is the antic. This is showing us where the carrot's going to go. This really needs to be held, I think. This one is lovely and it's kind of anticing an antic, which can be fun and cartoony. Essentially, come up here, hold a nice carrot antic pose, and then maybe around frame 98, have that carrot get sucked back in. Boop. I just kind of miss what it's doing now. The beats aren't very clear. The whole movement feels a little linear, which is kind of nice, but I probably have, if I act it out, it's probably clearer. So an up and then, rather than, it would just be nicer if you have a little antic up and then a big kind of slump down, so she could probably get her arm up a bit more. And here a delay for sure. The main things are the staging, making sure you have clear beats, telling your story. Just going to go off of that frame. making sure you have clear beats of your story and allowing time for each key pose. And then further on that key pose, make sure this is clear. I'm not really sure what is going on with this expression or what the intention is of the bunny. If she's sitting there like that and is maybe like holding her stomach, then it might be clearer that she's hungry, so she wants the carrot. I'm not saying she needs to hold her stomach, but there's a lack of storytelling in this pose. I don't feel that immediately this bunny wants carrot. It's a bunny and a carrot, so that's kind of clear, but could definitely be clearer. The motion feels nice, but it does feel like she goes through the motion, so I definitely favour some keys. Favour maybe an anticipation for the movement, and then go through the movement faster. I think I'll be successful. All right, thank you for sharing your work.